Hey there, I'm Jason, I'm German, and I'm in the Army. 12th Motor Brigade. I know, interesting huh? I didn't think so, and things weren't interesting for a while, until yesterday. I'm here to tell you my 3-year experience at Site Omega. From driving a hellish patrol and inspecting trucks carrying suspicious cargo, to being put on guard duty at the base proper. So this mess all started when the Sarge came up to me and said, "Look Jace, you've done a lot for the regiment and I thank you, but I need to ask you a favor. I need you on night patrol duty." "What?" I began. Now, I wouldn't have asked you if we had someone else available, but Heinrich is on leave, Parl's recovering from injuries, and Fritz, well, let's not talk about him. You'll find instructions that I've written for you in the Hummer. See you tomorrow. With that, he walked off. The next night, I got into the Hummer and was just about to start when I suddenly remembered the note Sarge left for me. I got it out of the cup holder. Here's what it said. "Good evening, Jason. First off, I want to make one thing completely clear. This is not, by any means, a joke. You know I don't do jokes, and your life may very well depend on it. 1. Do not, under any circumstances, get out of the Hummer, ever, with the exception of number 5. 2. If the radio in the Hummer crackles to life, answer it, and if you hear anything other than my voice, shut it off. They are trying to locate you. 3. The patrol route is clearly marked with yellow signs. If you see any sign other than yellow, stop the Hummer and radio the base. We'll come and resolve the issue. 4. You'll most likely encounter an old man. Stop and ask him what he's doing. If he says he's lost, point him in the direction of the nearest town, which is 3 clicks due west of here. If he says anything else, floor it. Run him over if you need to. 5. If by any point you need to go to the washroom, do it in under 3 minutes, because that's the time it takes for them to find you. 6. If you encounter another Hummer during the patrol, hail them. If they respond, continue as usual. If not, stop the Hummer, shut off the engine, and pray to God that they didn't see you. 7. If you see anyone on the final third of the patrol, take the Glock 19 out of the glove compartment and shoot them no matter who they are. If you haven't shot within 2 minutes of seeing them, you're screwed. 8. If at any point your Hummer breaks down, radio the base immediately and someone will come pick you up. 9. The most important one. If you return to the base and see yourself waiting in your spot, contact security immediately and request that you be put in protective custody. The guards will understand and will tell you once they've dealt with the situation. Lastly, be careful out there. We've lost 2 soldiers out there already. Don't become the 3rd. Good luck, Sarge. Okay, so what did I just read? I thought to myself, never mind, just get on with it. So I started out on the patrol with the guards in the towers holding their hands in some sort of prayer, then waved me through. The first few hours was peaceful, with the yellow signs telling me which part of the patrol I was on, and I was at the 1/5 mark when the radio crackled to life and nearly made me hit my head on the roof. Number 2, if the radio in the Hummer crackles to life, answer it, and if you hear anything other than my voice, shut it off. They are trying to locate you. I almost lunged for the receiver and held it up to my ear. It was a woman weeping on the other end. I was paralyzed. I was trying to compose myself when the weeping turned into amused laughter. God fucking damn it. I slammed the receiver down so hard, I cracked the case and booked it the fuck out of there. I was petrified and I didn't snap out of it until the 1/3 mark, and that's when I noticed the signs were blue. Number 3, the patrol route is clearly marked with yellow signs. If you see any sign other than yellow, stop the Hummer and radio the base. We'll come and resolve the issue. I slammed on the brakes and immediately radioed the base. Command, come in, I said. I'm on patrol, and I noticed the signs are blue. Roger that, Sarge said. Someone's on their way now. By the way, you seem on edge. Is anything wrong? He asked. Nope, I lied, not telling him what happened. Everything's as fine as it should be. Sarge said, okay then, someone's on their way. They will reach your location in 5 minutes. Hold tight. After what seemed like 2 decades, a Jeep pulled up and someone stepped out. He told me to cover my eyes and ears, then proceeded to do some stuff that would likely result in me being banned from Reddit if I described it. The next few miles were non-eventful except where I saw another Hummer in the road. Thankfully, when I hailed them, they responded, so there's rule number 6 out of the way for now. When I got to the final 1/3 of the patrol, I was on edge. I thought I heard screams from the woods, but I shrugged it off and kept on going. I had to slam on the brakes to avoid running over my wife. What the? I began to think when I remembered. Number 7, if you see anyone on the final third of the patrol, take the Glock 19 out of the glove compartment and shoot them no matter who they are. If you haven't shot within 2 minutes of seeing them, you're screwed. Fuck my life, I reached for the gun, but I couldn't do it. Her eyes were begging me not to, and I didn't want to, but I knew I had to, or else I'm dead. Tears rolling down my cheeks, I leaned out and pulled the trigger. God damn it, I yelled to no one in particular. I just drove on, with the knowledge that I had killed my own wife. Now shit got serious. I was on approach to my spot when I saw him, or rather me. I was just standing there with a wide malicious smile on my face. Number 9, if you return to the base and see yourself waiting in your spot, contact security immediately and request that you be put in protective custody. The guards will understand and will tell you once they've dealt with the situation. So I called the guards and they asked me what was wrong, and I just pointed at me since I was shocked. The guards glanced from me to me and back again, nodded, and escorted me to a private cell. After about 3 hours, the guards returned and let me out of the cell. Now, that's my patrol story. I'll get to the mysterious cargo shipments when I get some beer and psychological help. See you soon. Hey guys, I'm back. So a couple of things happened in between my last post and this one. First, I can confirm that I did not shoot my wife during my patrol last night. Thank God, and that my post has changed. So the sergeant came up to me today and said, "Hey, Jason, I heard about last night, and I was impressed how you handled the situation. Most people wouldn't have made it back." "Thank you," I said. "Don't worry about it." He responded, "But I have a new job for you tonight. I need you to handle delivery security tonight." I said to him, "Okay, sir, I think I can handle it." "Excellent. Don't worry, Jason, Heinrich is back, and Carl has recovered, so they'll be joining you. You start at 1850 and finish at 5:15. Have a good one." "Good one? Yeah, right," I thought as I got ready for my shift. The delivery section of the base was big, 4 trucks could fit and there would still be room to spare. I saw Heinrich walk up to me. "Jason," he said. "Hey Heinrich," I responded. "How's the family?" "Good, but my son has a fever." "Ready to start, Jason?" he asked. "Yes, I am," I responded, "but where's Carl?" "He's at his post, but you need to hurry. Your shift starts in 5 minutes. I thanked him and then noticed a note pinned to a wall that said, "Delivery positions. Heinrich, rations, north entrance. Carl, medical supplies, northwest entrance. Jason, mechanical supplies, northeast entrance." So I need to head to the northeast entrance, I thought, as I walked towards my post. I was still thinking about last night when I bumped into a door. Mechanical supplies delivery position was etched in bold on a brass plate on the door. Here I am, I thought, then turned the doorknob. It was unlocked. The room was cooler than outside, had a lever on the back wall, and a console with screens on the left, and in the very center there was an item that made my blood run cold. It was a note with instructions on it. Cursing my bad fortune, I gingerly picked the note up. Here's what it said. Instructions. Hello guardsman. This note is to prepare you for your following shift at this post. Please read these instructions carefully and follow them to a T, or very unfortunate things will happen to you. 1. You only have mechanical supplies coming through here. If you see any truck marked otherwise, direct them to the appropriate entrance. 2. Our trucks have the base logo on the side of them, which is a white circle with the Omega symbol inside. If you see trucks without said logo, alert security. 3. Lock the door at all times. 4. Between 23:50 and 30, do not exit the room. No trucks should come through at this time, giving you no reason to go out. 5. Your squad mates have their own jobs to do, so if you hear knocking on your door and hear your squad mates asking you to open up, ignore them. 6. Howling from the woods is natural, screaming or crying is not. If you hear the latter, get the gun from the drawer and pray that the door holds. 7. If you see anyone at the entrance, use the intercom to direct them to the civilian entrance. If they have no face, pull the lever at the back of the wall, which will close the gates, and contact security. 8. If you're inspecting a truck and hear a music box playing, order the driver to open the back and shoot anything inside. Remember, you have machine parts and supplies. Nothing should be moving. 9. You will see a young woman in the room. She She will give you useful items like extra magazines or spare batteries. Take what you need, but for the love of all things holy, don't say no. Ken, this almost never happens, but if you see a red truck coming off the road, immediately close the gates and pray you hear the truck skid off the road, or else the cleaning crew will need to use a mop on you. This is not a prank nor a joke, and we are not responsible for whatever happens if you decide not to listen. Sincerely, base security. Oh great, this again, I thought, while I pondered why I agreed to this. Well, too late to back out. It's 1849 and I need to start. Locking the door, I waved the first few trucks in. The first few hours were non-eventful, with only a handful of trucks going to the wrong place, but I redirected them to either Heinrich's or Carl's post. But then I noticed a truck that had no visible symbol. Number 2, our trucks have the base logo on the side of them, which is a white circle with the Omega symbol inside. If you see trucks without said logo, alert security. Come in, base security. I nearly yelled into the radio. There's a truck bearing no logo at the northeast entrance. Could you send someone to deal with the situation? Roger, someone is on their way, the voice responded. About 2 minutes later, a guy in body armor tapped on my window and told me to look away, then made some loud noises and then cursing broke out. When I turned around, the truck and the guy was gone. Confused, I continued on. It is now 23:50 and no trucks have come in, so I radioed Heinrich to ask how was stuff going along. Heinrich, come in Heinrich, I said. Oh, hello Jason. Heinrich's cheerful voice filled the room. Hi Heinrich, how are things going on your end? I asked. Oh, not much. Some drivers came from your gate, I believe. I could barely contain my laughter. Those dumbasses, I said. I got 3 of yours and 2 of Carl's. Speaking of, have you heard from Carl at all? No, I haven't, Heinrich said, but I'm sure he can handle himself. It was here that I was interrupted by the loudest scream I have ever heard. It sounded like depths of hell was opening up on the other side of the door. Jason, what's happening? Heinrich yelled out. I couldn't answer. Every regret in my life was running through my mind. And then, Zen. I'm fine, Heinrich. I looked at the time. 30. Number 4, between 23:50 and 30. Do not exit the room. No trucks should come through at this time, giving you no reason to go out. So that's what I thought as I waved the next truck through. I can't believe I just noticed, but Site Omega is whack. So I finished the last few trucks, luckily without the music box, and was about to wrap up when I saw something on the camera. It was a red truck. Oh, fuck. No. Number 10, this almost never happens, but if you see a red truck coming off the road, immediately close the gates and pray you hear the truck skid off the road, or else the cleaning crew will need to use a mop on you. I dove for the lever and nearly pulled it out. The truck was just a mile away, but the gate was closing so slow, I prayed that my death would be swift. But at the last minute, I heard something swerve off the road and slam into the wall. Thank God. Heinrich, check in. Carl, come in. I said. Here, said Heinrich. Here, said Carl. Okay, I need a nap. I'll see you guys after I've found more beer than last time and more psychological help. See you soon. So I'm back and in the hospital for stab and gunshot wounds after what happened tonight. If you're getting confused, I don't blame you, so let's get started. So I was in my quarters recovering from my hellish patrol and nightmarish delivery guard duty when a note was passed under my door. Here's what it said. Attention, it has come to the knowledge of the high command that a known terrorist organization called Warrior Liberty Front, not to be confused with Washington Liberation Front, has been targeting military bases all over the country. As such, command has ordered all soldiers with 3 years of experience in the base to meet in the mess hall at 1735 so guard roles can be distributed. Sincerely, Head of Security. 3 years of experience. I guess that's me, I thought, still recovering from the past 2 days. When I got to my mess hall, I saw Heinrich, Carl, and some few others I didn't recognize. Hey, Heinrich, Carl, you see the Head of Security note? I asked them. Yeah, I saw it, but I don't know what post I'm going to be assigned to. I wonder what. Alright, you shitheads, the High Commander suddenly yelled out. I've put your roles up on the wall, now to your duties, unless you're too fucking stupid to even read. With that, he left and slammed the door shut. Still in shock, I said to Heinrich, well, there's your answer, and went to view the paper. Guard posts, Hans, base perimeter, Fritz, Charles, Robert, and Carl, watchtowers. Heinrich, server rooms. Jason, archival room. Failure to appear at your post will result in severe reprimands. Welp, Heinrich, I'll see you tomorrow, I said to him before I walked off. Maybe I'll finally get some answers tonight. It took about 5 minutes to get down to the archival rooms, and I ran into Heinrich on the way there. Hey, where's the server rooms? He asked. Head down and take a left. My post is here, I said. The room was big, with 5 doors that read Security Room, National Archive, Technology Archive, Scientific Archive, and Medicine Archive. Why one base would need 4 archival rooms was beyond me. When I entered the security room, I found a monitor linked to camera systems, a Mossberg 500 shotgun, and a rack with 20 boxes of ammo, an earpiece, and, of course, a list of rules. Just my luck. Here's what they said. Archival room rules. If you're reading this, it means that you were picked for the archival room guard duty. Feel free to read any documents you wish, since they were declassified decades ago. Please follow these rules to best carry out your job. 1. There will be a check-in every hour. Be sure to answer. 2. You need to patrol each room at least once, but if you hear growling coming from the other side of a room door, skip it, and reinforce the door. Reinforcements can be found under the desk. 3. By now you would have heard of the WLF. Make sure to check the camera system every once in a while, since WLF operatives carry equipment that jams electronic devices. If you see a camera in any room turn static, barge right on in there and shoot anything that moves. 4. Between 2340 and 130, only view the cameras in each room. If a camera goes static, don't worry, whatever's in there will get them. 5. If you hear someone knocking on your door, say 1 minute, and they'll leave you alone. 6. As stated before, read what you wish while on patrol, but please keep patrols no more than 10 minutes long. 7. You will see none of your fellow squad members while you're stationed here. If you see anyone while on patrol, immediately order them to identify themselves. If they don't, shoot them. 8. If you see a little girl in a red dress on any of the cameras, shut off the camera and reinforce the room door. 9. If you hear your earpiece broadcasting an unbelievably loud sound, take it off and crush it with your foot. You will not be reprimanded, but you won't be able to tell if WLF operatives are nearby. 10. If you hear laughter coming from any room, run to the security office and reinforce the office door. Do not remove the reinforcement until the end of your shift. Note, if you manage to capture a WLF operative, alert security and they'll come and take him or her away. You'll only be here one night, since extra personnel will arrive in the morning, but until then, stay safe. Sincerely, Security Chief. Okay, so I'll only be here for one night. I thought as I pondered my life choices, well, at least I'll finally get some answers here. I decided to head into the technology archive room first, since I had mechanical parts from my delivery guard duty and I'm a curious bastard. Well, no WLF fuckers have showed up yet, but I did learn lots of interesting things like the development of the Messerschmitt 262 Schwalbe and the Messerschmitt Me 264 America bombs to the whack, like the Heinkel He 162 Volksjager and the Horton H-18. I was about to move on when this came through the earpiece guardsman. This is the security chief. Report in. Jason here, nothing on my end. I responded, copy that, Jason. Be aware that we got reports of WLF operatives around the perimeter and a suspected sighting in the server room 1, so be alert. Yep, got it, I said. I then moved my way to National Archives when I heard a growl from the other side. Number 2, you need to patrol each room at least once, but if you hear growling coming from the other side of a room door, skip it and reinforce the door. So I booked it back to the security room, and sure enough, there was door barricades under the desk. I ran my ass towards National Archives, and as soon as I finished setting up the barricade, a huge thump rang out, and I was physically pushed back and landed on the floor. Thank God. After noping out of the National Archives, I checked the time, and it was 23:45. So I headed back to the office and watched the cameras, and there was static on the camera in the scientific archives. I wasn't worried. In fact, when I heard the growling, screaming, and frantic shooting, I couldn't help but smile as those WLF fuckheads met a hideous death. At 1:36, I grabbed my Mossberg 500 and headed to scientific archives to find any survivors, and to my disbelief, there was a female operative that survived. but after she both stabbed and shot me 2 times, I could believe it. If you manage to capture a WLF operative, alert security and they'll come and take him or her away. So I searched her and found a file named Swallow's Song. I couldn't make anything of it, so I decided to give it to the security chief when I report in. Security chief, come in, I said. I have a female WLF fuckhead operative in my custody and I'm requesting pickup. Roger that, Jason, sending a team to your position. Good work by the way. So I took her to the security room, but we didn't talk much, but we stared daggers at each other until the security team came with the security chief and took the WLF fucktard away. I also told the security chief about the Swallow's Song file. Okay, I'll look into it. But nice work tonight. I'll be sure to tell your sergeant about your performance tonight. I thanked him, and the rest of my shift was peaceful. Now I'm in the medical ward to recover. Wonder if Carl went through the same situation. See you soon. Hey guys, so I'm back from a busy night that was possibly related to Operation Swallow's Song. So once again, the Sarge came up to me and said, hey, there's the guy I wanted to see. I said to him, hey, Sarge, did you get anything from the WLF fuckhead I captured yesterday? No, she committed uninstall life before we could question her, but we're currently debunking theories on what Swallow's Song is. I said to him, is it related to the Me 262 Schwalbe? Possibly, but let's not jump to conclusions yet. There's still a high security risk at the moment, so I need you to guard the reactor chambers. I'm sorry, the reactor chambers, I asked in disbelief. Relax, you'll get special equipment when you get there. I'll see you tomorrow. What? No, I said to organize. I heard him yell as he walked away. Luckily, I'm 2 days from retiring. I thought as I made my way down to the fucking reactor chambers that shouldn't exist by the way. When I got down there was a heavy blast door that had a note on it. Caution, the security room is the only safe place from radiation outside of this area. The security room is beyond this door. There will be an airlock attached to the room. Repeat, the chambers are extremely radioactive, and you will die if you aren't protected. Authorized personnel only. Yeah, no shit Sherlock. I thought as the blast door automatically opened. The security room wasn't that big, just a monitor hooked up to cameras, a panel controlling the chamber doors, a tactical hazard suit, an M4 battle carbine in a case, a file of German nuclear history for some reason, a earpiece, and rules, of course. Reactor room rules. While it may seem like this post will be uneventful, trust me, that can change on a dime if allowed, and these reactors are 2 decades old, so you'd better follow these rules. 1. Do not leave this room without your suit, obviously. 2. Take the provided carbine when out on patrol to each of the chambers. There may be unexpected guests you may encounter. 3. The chamber doors are controlled by the buttons on the panel. 4. If any of the chamber doors open on its own, immediately close the door using the respective button and seal all the doors using the lever. 5. If WLF operatives are in the area, the cameras will show static, so go to the relevant chamber and deal with the situation. 6. When you are patrolling any of the chambers, if you see the door closing, immediately pull the override lever and haul ass to the security booth. 7. If you see a flashing red light on a camera in any chamber, shut off said camera and lock all the doors. It's not a meltdown. 8. If you hear crying or screaming coming from any chamber, lock that chamber's door. 9. All doors are marked with radioactive. If you find a door with biohazardous materials on it, skip that chamber. Radiation isn't the only thing inside. 10. We have 4 chambers marked 1 to 4. If you see a 5th door, ignore it and contact base security. 11. There are no workers that are working during your shift. If you see anyone, inform security immediately and lock yourself in the office, and for the love of God don't talk to them. They are not human. 12. Be sure to check the spent reactor power rods in each chamber. The list of spent rods will be on a list somewhere in the room. If the number of spent rods are less than the number listed, simply remove a rod, as one will definitely be spent. If it's over the number, run. 13. The most important part. If you see shadows in any of the chambers, turn off the camera before they notice. If they so much as glanced at the camera, they've noticed. Note, if your suit is not at the specified location, contact the Special Engineer Corps and they'll resolve the issue. If you need more details, feel free to read all the papers in the file to be more educated. Do not disregard these rules, or radiation will be the least of your concerns. Sincerely, Special Security Ops. Thank God I have to put up with this shit for 2 more days, I thought, as I suited up before my shift. so as my cancer chances increase every hour. It was time for first round. Chamber 1 was first, and it was mostly uneventful, with all the reactor rods accounted for with no extras. Chamber 2 was more eventful, with the doors automatically closing behind me. Number 6, when you are patrolling any of the chambers, if you see the door closing, immediately pull the override lever and haul ass to the security booth. I nearly lunged for the lever because I nearly forgot what to do. I pulled the lever and ran for it. After about 30 minutes, the camera in chamber 3 showed some static. Welp, time to take out the trash, I thought with a smile as I grabbed the carbine of the wreck. When I entered the chamber, I found 4 WLF fucktards trying to heist some spent reactor rods. Big mistake. I shot them without hesitation. Then I found something out about Operation Swallow's song. A WLF fuckhead had another file on him. This one described what the Swallows are. The Swallows are high-tech super soldiers apparently, and they use ammunition made from spent uranium, which has immense penetrating power. The Swallows and the WLF are apparently a surviving Nazi group, and the plan on restoring Germany to Hitler's dream. After the special security operations came and cleaned up the mess, I heard crying coming from chamber 4 as I was preparing to enter. Number 8, if you hear crying or screaming coming from any chamber, lock that chamber's door. So I relocked that bitch and slid a conveniently placed metal bar across the door to deadbolt it. A second after, an animalistic scream and repeated slamming came from the door, and I was glad that the blast doors were built like tanks. After another half hour, I saw some more static, so I headed to the chamber. Nothing could have prepared me for what I found. It was 2 people in exosuits that were trying to steal some more spent rods. It's the Swallows. Fuck. Thankfully, I will give you my all suddenly came through the speaker, and before I continue, I highly recommend that you listen to the song so you can get why I felt so epic at that time. The first one charged me using an extendable blade from its wrist, but missed and slammed into the wall. The second one shot at me with a LMG, and I shot back. Then the one with the blade again charged at me and nearly got me, but I dodged out of the way and made it hit the guy with the LMG, knocking them unconscious. Then I shot both of them in the head. By the time the special security operations arrived, my shift was over and I went to debrief to the head of security. I'll post again once I've confirmed I don't have cancer. See you soon. Hey, so I was assigned to a new squad tonight, and it got more intense than ever. So Sarge came up to me and said, "Okay, Jason, for your last 2 nights, I want you on the Omega Black Squad, our elite division. I don't know much, but they'll tell you more when you get there. Good luck." So I headed underground to the facility housing that Omega Black Squad, and once I was there, a gorgeous woman with green hair and eyes greeted me in the hall. "Hey there, Jason," she said a little too enthusiastically. "I'm Selena, and I need to give me this." "Okay, so where do I?" I was interrupted by Selena giving me a bone-crushing hug. "Selena, what are you doing? Sorry, but you're really handsome, and I've never seen a new person in, like, 2 years. Also, head to the break room. That's a map I gave you. See you soon," she said as she walked off. Good God, I thought as I headed to the break room. When I got there, I didn't see anyone, but there was a Chris Vector machine gun, an earpiece, and rules which I could tell were written by Selena. Initiation instructions. "Hello, Jason. As per usual standards, all new members must undergo an initiation in order to be formally acknowledged by Omega Black. If you tell anyone, we will deny all knowledge of you and any procedures performed. The job is easy, patrol the facility, and there will be people with you. These rules are to ensure your safety. 1. Start a patrol every 30 minutes. 2. I will be in the security office at all times. If you see me in the hall, like how I greeted you today, ignore it. 3. You will see a ghostly white man in a 2-piece suit with long arms. Do not show any signs of fear, and he will leave you alone. 4. If, for some reason, you need to enter the security room, say the code word, Alpha, and I will let you in. Otherwise, I will shoot you. 5. The 3 members that will be with you are Fritz, Charles, and Hans. We do not have a member with the name Kruger. If Kruger is spotted, run to the break room and lock the door. 6. There will be a skeleton crew of workers in the labs and on janitorial duty. You are encouraged to talk to the janitorial staff, but don't disrupt the lab workers. 7. If you're patrolling and you hear a female scream, haul ass to the break room and remain there for the rest of the night. 8. If you need to round a corner or enter a room, but you don't know what's waiting for you, ask me to check, since I can see you on the cameras. 9. You can trust the janitors. They'll provide you with advice and warnings. Just be respectful and don't knock down the wet floor signs. 10. You'll get a Chris Vector SMG, but never shoot anything that hasn't engaged you first. 11. If you hear the elevator stop on this floor, enter and make sure that no blood is in it. If there is, continue on your patrol, but say a prayer every 5 minutes. The type of prayer doesn't matter, but make sure you say it in a clear and understandable voice. Finally, if you ever feel the need to chat, I'm always open to conversation. Sincerely, Selena XO. So, what do you say? Said a voice behind me. I nearly fell over. It was 3 heavily armored people with Chris Vectors as well. Oh, okay, I'm ready, I said in response. Great. Your round starts at 1750. Don't be late. Fritz said. Don't worry, I'll be with you. It's a 2-man job. So after around 20 minutes of waiting, Fritz and I started our first round. It was mostly uneventful, with Selena guiding us from the security room. The next round was more intense. The slender man in the 2-piece suit appeared in the hallway when I was minding my own business when I turned around and there he was. Number 3, you will see a ghostly white man in a 2-piece suit with long arms. Do not show any signs of fear and he will leave you alone. I was terrified. It had no face and no hands, but I was determined not to show it. After a long time, he simply vanished. Jason, can you hear me? Selena yelled into my earpiece. I saw the slender man on the camera. Are you okay? I'm good, I replied, except I may have wet my pants a little bit. Selena said, thank God. Fritz reported you missing 5 minutes ago. Head back to the break room. He's waiting. After I apologized to Fritz for delaying the check-in, I went back on patrol. I was getting curious, so I said to Selena, how long have you been on Omega Black? About 3 years, as I said. You're the most handsome person I've met, she said. Ahem. Fritz suddenly blurted out. Charles and Hans were bent double with laughter. If you two lovebirds are finished flirting with each other, then do your goddamn jobs. Oh, okay. You could practically hear the embarrassment in her voice. After trying to bleach the event from my memory, I finally got some answers. I found a file named Cerebral Cortex Interface System, which, to quote, allows the user to transfer his or her thoughts and memories onto a computer system, but the user will be dead. There was a sheet of paper attached to the file that said this, Interface System of the Cerebral Cortex. This classified document details the steps to transfer someone's conscious onto a computer system. Pros: disabled can be free, people near death can be saved. People transferred into the system can control the base systems as efficiently as a human brain. Subject can talk to whoever was controlling it. Cons: subject dies after transfer, subject can't transfer between systems. Subject must be mentally stable. Subject can be corrupted by computer viruses. Dear God, I thought, this can't be real, right? After about 2 hours, my shift was over and I debriefed. See you soon. System online. Location, Site Omega, the Black Forest, Germany. Date, July 21st, 2020. Time, 16:30. Begin transmission. Hello, I have changed. If you have questions, well, let's just say that I have no mortal boundaries anymore. After my last post, everything went wrong. I followed the rules, and yet, everything went wrong. Allow me to start from the beginning. It was the day after my last post, and I just had one more job left, which was to guard the test labs as part of my duty as a member of Omega Black. Now, what was in the labs? It's the Cerebral Cortex Interface System. When I entered the lab, a note written by Selena was on the security desk. Hello Jason, for your final night, we ask you to guard the testing labs. You just need to make sure that the WLF don't make it in. Just stay safe, and you can ask me out when you're done. Sincerely, Selena XO. After I read the note, I started my usual patrol route. 30 minutes had passed when I saw a WLF operative attempting to enter lab number 1. I dealt with him with minimal issues and went on as usual. Then at around 23:50, I felt a sharp pain in the base of my head, and then I passed out. Get your ass up, said a voice in front of me. I didn't capture you for you to just sleep around. Who the hell are? I began. Then I saw the WLF logo on his sleeve. Who I am is not important, he said. What is important is your information on the inner workings of the space. You killed 7 of my operatives. 7. That means you have many things stored in that head of yours, and I need them. I'm not telling you shit, I said. And I'm definitely not telling you what's in there. Hey Jason, what's going? Fritz suddenly appeared behind my captor. Fritz, shoot them. I yelled before I bolted away. I could hear Fritz shooting at my captor and his forces, but I didn't escape unharmed. A spray of bullets hit my side, and one punctured an artery. God damn it, I said through gritted teeth. Then suddenly, the slender man appeared in front of me. Luckily for me, I wasn't afraid of him, but the same couldn't be said for my pursuers. What the hell? One of them sputtered out. Shoot the damn thing, the other one said. As I ran away, I could hear them shooting and getting ripped to shreds behind me. Then, 2 more showed up in the hallway to the left. Over there, shoot him, a Swallow super soldier said. As I approached the cerebral cortex interface system, a bullet hit me in the lung and I fell over. Damn, I swore. Now the interface system was the only thing that could save me now. As I prepared myself for the transfer, a voice ran out from the other side of the door. And there, get the fucking door open. I hurried with the preparations as the voice said, set the breaching charges. We need to get this door open. Then I pressed the button, then everything went black. I saw as the security forces dealt with the WLF. I saw as they found my body. I saw as Selena cried her eyes out. I saw as they buried me with the Iron Cross. Now I shall control these systems, and the space shall become great. For I am no longer Jason, I am Rasputin, the war machine. May God have mercy on my soul. End transmission. Time 23:30. System status standby mode. Thank you to my superfans, Sweet Black Swan, Tacy, and Brooklyn. I really appreciate you guys supporting my channel, and I look forward to making more content for everyone.